Okay, hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I will be discussing about social awareness related to us, which is financing poverty eradication, the role of fiscal policy. As we all know, the economic and social crisis caused by the COVID-19 has highlighted the deficits of our social protection systems. It must be said loud and clear, we are wide of the mark. 55% of the world's population have no social protection and only 29%, which are concentrated in rich countries, are covered in all stages of life. During this health crisis, a large number of countries urgently adopted cash transfer systems to help the most vulnerable groups, or they relaxed access conditions to existing systems. These systems must be made sustainable and a policy of permanent social protection should be encouraged. I will also advocate to strengthen international solidarity for the right to social security. The COVID-19 pandemic crisis will lead to a major economic recession of the order of 4% worldwide. Indeed, in second quarter 2020, Malaysia economic growth recorded negative 17.1%, contributed by the weakness in the services and manufacturing sectors. In this crisis, developing countries are the most fragile. The weight of their external debt is important and deprives them of the possibility of adopting ambitious economic recovery plans. In addition, these countries are often heavily dependent on the export of raw materials, the prices of which are at their lowest, and on migrants' remittance, which have fallen dramatically during the crisis. In addition, 61% of the world's workforce, or 2 billion people, are working in precarious job situations in the informal economy without social protection. The proportion is even higher in poor countries. The impact on the poverty rate will therefore be dramatic. Almost 180 million more people will see their incomes drop below $3 per day, or equivalent to 12 ringgit per day. Years of effort and progress in poverty reduction and development will be wiped out in one fell swoop. And as always, women will be hardest hit as they are overrepresented in the most affected sectors. We must build a development model that places social inclusion and ecological sustainability at the heart of public policies, and in this case, fiscal policy. It has long been considered that economic growth was the key to solve all our ills. However, this reasoning dates from the last century and is now showing its limits. Promotion of equality must be our priority because societies with the lowest income disparities are better equipped to face the challenges they are presented with, and because solidarity is a condition for ecological transition. Financing poverty eradication is based on analytical premise that fiscal policy is a major instrument to generate a pattern of growth that maximizes poverty reduction subject to constraining circumstances in each country. In other words, fiscal policy should foster pro-poor growth. Indeed, pro-poor growth itself implies that the poor, however, defined in our national context, disproportionately benefit in each period's growth increment. Achieving this outcome requires measures that assure the proper distribution of that increment. First, while macroeconomic instability usually harms the poor, policy frameworks aim exclusively to securing such stability do not necessarily benefit the poor. Second, an option sometimes neglected involves giving greater emphasis to fiscal expansion through increasing public investment, in our case, development expenditure. While such fiscal expansion may generate government deficits, there is no longer a consensus that these are necessarily inflationary. Personally, I will support forms of public investment that can provide a more long-term, durable basis for human development and poverty eradication. This implies capital accumulation and technological innovation that can deliver lasting gains to poor. Third, inequality has been rising throughout developing and industrial countries in the 1990s. The reasons for rising inequality are still being debated. Skill-based technological change seems to explain part of the phenomenon within countries. The weakening of labor unions and labor legislation, such as minimum wages, has also contributed to widening disparities, particularly in middle-income countries. The policy implication of this rise in inequality is that fiscal measures are necessary to generate growth which is proper. As a conclusion, much of the focus of traditional proper fiscal analysis has been on expenditure switching policies that alter the pattern of government spending in favor of proper public goods. However, budget reallocations are not sufficient to have a substantial impact on poverty when the distribution of productive assets is highly unequal. In these circumstances, policies that directly redistribute assets, such as land reform or construction of low-income housing, are essential initiatives. So, in order to conclude my social awareness today, please hear during the 6th November 2020, the budget announcement for 2021 budget. Thank you.